What is up, everybody? It's Thursday. You know what that means. We're in the pit once again. And so we do what we do. And you know how I always start? I bring in my number two, Deathmatch Dose. What is up, my brother?
Man, it's another Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for some
That
pit.
means
And we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
it's like the week never lets us down. Like we take the week, we go the whole week. It's like, man, I hope we're gonna have stuff to talk about. And by like fucking Monday or Tuesday, we're like, oh shit, we have so much to talk about. We still have like 2 more days to even get to Thursday.
It really does.
It's just crazy how that.
Tuesday, and you're like, I don't have anything, and then all the shows are on. You're like, now I have too much.
Now it's like, okay, what are we not going to talk about? We have to like eliminate it. What's up, Matthew? Always the first in line. Our guy.
Always, every time. What's up, Matt?
But yeah, before we start, we'll just bring in the rest of the. We got 2 more guys here. Yeah, I'll bring them in first, and we can talk.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Man?
Get this a little closer.
Okay, well, yeah, just we'll bring in the fourth one.
What's going on?
Real professional.
What's up,
we'll
y'all?
just keep it rolling. What's happening?
Man, what weird flex, Angel? You making sure that Suzuki gun shirt's in the photo? I'm ready to accept 11 years of ending.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that eventually later. Yeah,
we'll talk about that, and we're gonna talk about some right now later on, Brad, about what you just said. I'm proud of you.
All right,
cool. But first, let's this is something big. I mean, it's the biggest thing I think to talk about for us. I mean, 3/4 of us Texans that are in this right now.
New Yorker lives in Texas, but yeah.
But JP, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're here.
JP lives in Russia.
JP lives in Russia. I claim you. We had one of our local talents. How we always talk about support indie wrestling because you never know who you're going to see on the big screen. Roxanne Perez, new NXT Women's Champion. Holy shit! Like my feed on every social media thing that I have was nothing but everybody's picture that they ever took with her, every moment they ever had with her, like for 2 days straight, and I love it. I mean, it's just so awesome. Seeing Booker T crying and just her crying and just the emotions. I don't give a fuck now. We found out what happened afterwards, why she got it, whatever. Like, because whatever doesn't matter. She deserves it.
Does not matter.
She's the one that, regardless, was the next in line, obviously, right? So she's the one that got it, and it's just fucking kudos to our prodigy, PBW alumni, 2 times she was been on a show. She was on the very first show. First co-show, first show also. Yeah. She was Maddie's first title defense. So it was
that's right.
20-minute match. Maddie's first 20-minute match also. There's a lot of firsts with her. So she helped launch PPW. And I think was it not her being a part of the first show, being the surprise entrant in the women's match, being the first women's title match, really helped PPW get whatever level of map that we're on now. Like, I think she was a big part of it in the beginning. So I just have nothing but respect for her. I'm so proud of her. I think we all are. We all saw her. We've seen her wrestle in bars. We've seen her wrestle in KC halls. We've seen her wrestle in a parking lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now we've seen her on fucking NXT celebrating with Shawn Michaels. That she comes through Gorilla. Like, you know what I mean?
San Antonio, like, Texas, man.
Fuck, man. Like, it's like, is this real life? And then they're showing clips of when she was on Total Divas as a little girl. Like, it's just awesome. So super proud of her. I had to start with that. So here we go.
One of the things that I really wanted to point out about the Roxy situation is the controversy surrounding Mandy Rose and all the stuff that you've seen about that and blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to point out that one of the things that you see a lot in wrestling, as we all know, is like the fans just find any reason to shit on people, right? And they're just like, oh, well, they only got the title because, or, oh, well, if Mandy Rose had blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen any of that on the comment threads. Like, everything about this title change that's been about Roxy has been about Roxy, and everything about Mandy Rose has been about Mandy Rose. And to me, I think that's a huge testament to Roxy and the fact that it's really not often that wrestling fans can compartmentalize like that in a situation.
And especially like these fans. Like,
so that was the thing that I think is really impressive is you haven't seen that chatter of like, well, it's only because, or oh well, blah
She's
blah
getting
blah.
fired
Like
or whatever, but bullshit.
it's really evident that not only did they have to get a new champ, but they made the right choice across the board. So like I thought that was I still think it's cool. I feel the same way about Ricky Starks in a lot of ways, but honestly, I have seen more negative talk about Ricky Starks than I've seen about Roxy. Like it's a real testament to her and what she's been able to accomplish as far as, you know, like wrestling is not really about titles and it's not really about anything. It's about getting over with people. And that's Roxy has done that in every essence of the word. Like there's just nowhere that she's gone where she hasn't gotten over.
Look at her fucking first ever Ring of Honor women's. Like then she was the first ever that one that she just won a couple weeks ago. Was
the women's Iron Challenge.
Iron Challenge or whatever. Yeah. Like
yeah. And then it's one thing. So she's known as like the prodigy, right? And there's a reason for it. And I think it speaks volumes for her because we all seen our favorites go to NXT, go to the WWE, right? And just flounder or just become another cog in the wheel. And what, she's been there less than a year, if even?
Tag team champion. First ever. I mean, she's already
I forgot about the tag team championship. Yeah.
She's the youngest world champion in the history of the company. Like age-wise, to hold any world title, she's the youngest human being that's ever been born of the 8 billion people walking the face of the earth. She is the youngest champion in WWE history.
Yeah. You'll see what Dunbar said.
Chew on that shit. You know what I mean?
Think about that.
Chew on that shit.
Dunbar said he used to have to beg bars to let her in, and that's true. I remember things I thought of when I saw her in a bar. I was like, wait a minute, doesn't Roxy like have high school homework? What's she doing in here?
Yeah. But the first time I saw was a heavy metal at a bar.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we always talk about our favorites are going to make it. Like, I think all of us have a tendency to fall in love with talent and then say, you know, like, oh, they've got it. They've got the thing. They've got the moxie or whatever. And I just think it's Roxanne is one of those talents that from the moment that you meet her, you can tell that she's special. You can tell that she's something different. She does find her way to the top of every card that she's on, to find her way to the top of every match. Like, she is a charismatic individual that cares a lot about what she does, and she's put a lot of time and effort into it. So, and it shows. Like, I think the biggest testament is the acceptance of the crown by the internet community. That's the hugest to me. That was a huge testament. Whoever you give that to has to be the right call, because there are people that are totally behind Mandy Rose, and whoever you pass that championship to, it has to be meaningful and carry that stigma of a champion. And Roxy has almost overshadowed Mandy Rose's reign already. Like, people were like, "Oh shit, new champ, Roxy! All right, let's do this shit."
I think that helped them WWE so much too, because they're just like getting no grief for firing her, even though the reason they fired her for kind of debatable. But we're not going to talk about that right now, because like I said, this is Roxanne Pettis' moment. And
I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet that said basically that Roxy started this year as the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and now is ending the year as NXT Women's Champion.
And throw the tag women in the middle, the NXT.
That's true, yeah.
And then Women's Tag Team Champion,
You know, and just getting to the fucking company, because obviously if she started the year as a Ring of Honor champion, I mean, she hasn't even been in WWE a year. And she's already
she already fought on. I think she already fought on SmackDown like not too long ago too.
History, she's made history.
Yeah,
twice at least.
And what's great, it feels organic. Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
even though she's been there for so short, it feels organic. It doesn't feel forced. Doesn't feel pushed. It just feels like
because
it was meant to be. It was awesome. I'm happy for her.
I feel like that part of it might have a lot to do with like Booker T. Like, I feel like that's one of the things about reality of wrestling is a lot of the major promotions really do embrace that background of those talent. Like, that's why you see reality wrestling on a lot of the promos for WWE and shit like that. Like, I think it really helps out to come from a school that is a reputation, work your way to the top, and then have those people and have those connections to WWE to help you. I'm not saying that anybody pulled any strings for Roxy. What I'm saying is, like, every brass ring that was there to grab, she fucking grabbed it. Like, she had the right influences. She had the right trainers. She had the right people to work with. She had the right fan base. Like, she's constantly one of those people that says, I will take any situation and make it great for myself, whether it's gold or whether it's lemons. And I think, again, it's just a testament to what she can do, that no matter where she's gone and what she's done, people have taken to it. I think we're going to see a lot more of Roxy for years to come. Definitely, she's definitely going to be in the Rumble for sure. She's definitely going to be in the winner.
And also, I just want to give a shout out also to like her parents, because like they've done a lot of sacrifices for her to live this dream. And you know, it's one thing, 'cause, you know, we all have kids, you know, we all hear their dreams, and some are like, you know, like, oh yeah, that's totally believable. Some are like, I don't know, you know, but to really go all in.
She said, "I'm going to be a wrestler" when she was, you know, barely talking.
Yeah, and they went all in. They moved to Houston. They did all the right steps. Thankfully, you know, she, like you said, met the right people, got trained by the right people, did the right thing. And I want to say I ran into her maybe like early last year or something like that. But it was in Houston premiere or something like that. And this is when she was in NXT. But you would never think that. She was just humble. She said hi. She took pictures with people. Like, just they didn't try to big up anyone. Was just like just nice. I was like, wow, like you really have not changed. That's awesome.
Let's pause real quick. We got Mel was able to finally get her connection connected. We're gonna bring her in.
Hey, it's working. Hey guys.
You know, we start rolling. It'll be half an hour later. So I was like, we need to stop. Let's bring her in. Get Mel's
you missed the whole show.
I mean, we're talking about Roxanne Perez. So, you know, we're like talking about women's wrestling. It's like, and we have Mel sitting in the back. While us four guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, what the hell do we know?
What the hell do I know?
She might know a thing or two. She might know a thing or two.
You know more than we do. We're dumb animals.
Way more than me. Not that much.
Yeah, we're just you know. I said I started off. I'm just so proud seeing her where she was and where she is, and kind of being along the ride, you know. And it's just, you know, we've all kind of been along the ride with her.
Yeah, I got a shadow in the back. Yeah,
hopefully, I was hoping that was real.
Well, trouble. This house is not clean.
This house, man. I'm telling you, there's kids showing up all over the place in this house. Some are mine, some aren't. But, no, it's great. It's also great just to see the local, you know, who started off local talent. And, you know, that's why I always, you know, we all preach about it. We all say, hey guys, go to indie shows, go check out your indie talent, because you never know where they're going to end up. And it's been so true, especially in Texas the last couple of years, of where people like Roxy are now, Maddie, who else?
I mean, Ricky, we were talking about Ricky.
Yeah, Stark. Ricky Starks. Mysterious Q's heading up to Chicago. You know, Brian Keith is everywhere in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, Keith Lee.
Yeah, Keith Lee.
Hate him. I'll just say it.
DFW just showed the fuck out on AEW this week too.
Oh yeah,
that's
like,
right.
A lot of guys from the Dallas area were on AEW this week doing real good shit.
Kurt Stallion. That's someone just said, the Facebook user, and they didn't click the link. Said Kurt Stallion's another one.
And I know a lot of people don't like the fact that AEW uses all these, you know, like somebody even had like the Jobber Chan or whatever like that. I don't care. They're still getting paid. They're still getting paid. They're still getting their name out there. They're getting their face out there. These are what they want to do. So to anybody who like downplays the importance and what, you know, AEW is doing for these talented wrestlers, they can go F themselves.
Yeah, it's always been that way. Like, and chanting Jobber, the Jobber chant happened, and what happened with that guy? Oh, he beat Chris Jericho.
Yeah, you know exactly.
It's like straight up beat him.
And then, you know, and he got a contract. So, you know what?
It's like now he's not a jobber anymore.
Exactly.
Like, so that's a horrible, like, that's just a bad word anyway. Like,
it's just ignorance.
I've never called anyone that anyway, but now being a little more ingrained in the business, now doing this stuff that I've been doing, yeah, I would never call any, like, the work these guys do, these indie guys, before they even make it to the jobber level, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, no, fuck that. Y'all not. Majority of the people that are calling jobbers would never do what these guys do to get to where they got to that jobber status. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You have to put in the sacrifice you have to put in for no money
anymore. Like, who really even is that? Like, we've made whole entire gimmicks of people being losers. Like, that's how few actual jobbers we really have. Like, a jobber is such a term from like the early to mid 90s. They were cannon fodder that you would feed to guys on Raw back when like Raw was like Scott Hall versus Jeff Hardy, when nobody had a clue who Jeff Hardy was. Like, that versus Jeff Hardy was a jobber. The guy you knew was going to lose. real good
Brian
example.
Danielson was a jobber. Like all these
Exodus
guys did
Prime.
jobber roles. Yeah.
Exodus
Well,
Prime is a really good example.
I will
I saw
say
someone
though,
say that Exodus Prime was a jobber. And sorry, I'll pass it over to you, Angel, just a second. Exodus Prime was on AEW last night, and he comes out first and Inspire so often. We boo the fuck out of him. We hate seeing that fucking guy. Like, is he
He's
really
doing
a
the job.
jobber? Like, he's got his absolute reaction. He's got everything that he wanted to get. The whole fan base boos him. He wrestles really well. Like, I just think that it's kind of weird how we put in this stock into the term jobber when a jobber has always been somebody was effectively supposed to enhance the talent they're working with. That's like a workhorse to me. So it's weird that we still use that term around people.
I think it's just ignorance. It's just ignorance. That's all. They watch a whole lot of. They listen to podcasts, listen to wrestlers. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll say my favorite
He's an
quote unquote
agent.
jobber or enhancement talent. I go enhancement talent is Serpentico. He's an AEW Dark. I think he hit like 100 or
He's the only guy with 100 losses already.
Yeah, 100 losses. Yeah. Like,
is that what you're talking about?
yeah, Serpentico. Yeah. The Puerto Rican dude.
Did y'all catch that he was actually one of the boys in the Jericho Dalton Castle match? Whenever they had the extra boys, he was.
Good for him.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Sorry.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying though. But I think like just the term
He wears
jobber
a
thing.
mask, but he wasn't wearing a mask. But yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't call people that term. I think it's just disrespectful. I think it's just it's just ignorance. You have to keep in mind, like especially people are drinking. They think they're in the know. They use terminology that it might be archaic. And they hear it on podcasts. They hear it on shows, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I can be one of the cool guys." It's like, come on now,
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, he did. Still real to me, damn it. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, jobber just depends. I mean, you can make it a positive, you make it a negative. Like, I mean, these guys are out there to do a job. They have one job, put over the signed talent. And you know what? You either do a good job of it or you expose yourself. And most of them do a damn good job of making themselves look good while putting the other guy over. And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I think people lose the sight of the fact that you can still lose and go put somebody else over and still look great doing it. I mean, look at Sky Blue. She got a big pop when she was in Chicago, put the signed talent over, ended up getting a contract. Is she all elite? No, but is she assigned talent to all elite wrestling? Yeah, she is. Same thing with Willow. Money? Exactly. Yeah. Making money.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to go over to get over. Like I've said that so many times. Like you don't have to go over to get over. And I mean, these enhancement jobber titles are just fucking ignorant. I mean, to get, like I said, to earn that level takes so much work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only that, you ever read any of these books or watch documentaries and shit like that and see how actual over talent speak about those enhancement talent that put them over? They speak about them in like the highest level.
Half the fucking agents for WWE were jobbers.
Yeah.
Helping running and fucking booking all these matches that we're loving.
That's a great point. It's weird how we go from like, hey, wrestling's fake, right? To us being the fans are like, oh, that guy's a jobber. It kind of feels like when you start shitting on talent just for being there or what status they hold, you're no better than the people that are walking around telling us that everybody's fake. Because I mean, like, we all have bad decisions. And honestly, one of the things that I'll tell you is you don't fucking know what's going on behind the curtain. And I know that everybody says that, but as somebody that's only been behind the curtain a few times this year, I can tell you, like, there's shit that goes on that we don't have any clue about. And the things that we imagine and blow out of proportion over stuff that we have no idea why that decision got made. Like, I just think that it's really probably fucking just time to let the whole jobber thing go. Like, it really is dumb watching fat people in the stands yell jobber at people that are actually wrestling in the wrestling ring, Yeah, I want to throw out one more name before we forget him. Mikey Whipwreck. Y'all remember Mikey Whipwreck from ECW? Everybody remembers Mikey Whipwreck. He was a jobber. He was the jobber. That was his whole thing. He didn't even want to win a title. They had to force the title onto him because they had no other choice. When Taz and a bunch of them left, like, he was the ultimate jobber. And people remember Mikey Whipwreck very fondly. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Roddy Piper, number one.
And like I said, this is all because of what Action Andretti, I guess is his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is cool. It's a cool name, by the way.
I never heard that guy before. I had never heard that guy until last night.
Yeah. Well, he had a was it Elevation or
he had a match with QT Marshall at Dark, and
QT.
Jericho was impressed and said, "I'm gonna make him a star." I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
And he will be, and he signed, and he will be because he's good.
Well,
There's so many. I mean, these guys are good.
Though.
Yeah.
Obviously not. He's a jobber. He's going to be a nobody. He's not worth it.
Right.
He's just a jobber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a jobber.
Like all these
He's
guys.
jobber.
Yeah. So much of these stars even now had that jobber status when they were coming up. Like it's just, like MJF was a fucking security guard for Samoa Joe. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Everybody's got to pay
everybody
their
has
dues,
to earn their
man.
fucking things, man.
you gotta start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
The
You got to
vast
start
majority.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Pay your dues. Work security. Be the medic.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do that job, man.
Yeah.
Got to get your face out there. Got to get your name out there.
Yeah. So anyway, so that snowballed off of Roxanne Pettis' celebration. But
Rocky.
I keep trying not to say her name because I already killed kayfabe once already, and I can't do it again. I keep catching myself. But yeah, so yeah, we had that going on. AEW, though, we were talking about that, so we can talk about it a little more. Ricky had a hell of a match with MJF, like we all predicted.
Yeah.
I mean, not surprised. He fucking brings it. Total package.
This is what I don't get. So everybody, he does the promo, or he does the whole riff with MJF last week, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Ricky can talk, dude! He's been talking since day one. He was like a mouthpiece for. I mean, when he was with that clique with Taz. Taz would say, do his promos, whatever, but they would let Ricky talk. So I don't understand how anybody is surprised that the dude can talk on the mic, that he is so good.
As
it
soon
should
as
be
he
no
got
surprise.
on the mainstream level, I mean, we call NWA mainstream. Like, since then, we should know that he could talk.
Yeah.
He was the world TV champion. And I mean,
exactly.
He was calling matches. I mean, doing commentary. Whenever he got hurt, they were like, well, shit, but this dude said, like, he gets hurt. They're like, oh, well, put him on commentary, though, because fuck, he's just as good as that. At that as he is wrestling, where the fuck have y'all been?
That's what I'm saying. This was like, I don't understand. Oh man, this guy can cut a promo. Yeah, he's been cutting promos since day one. Did you guys not see him when he was with Taz? Did you guys not pay attention?
Yeah.
Like, where y'all been?
Is a short attention span.
No kidding.
I mean, and I have ADHD, and that's saying something. Like, legit, so.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he can talk. Why is this a surprise to you guys? I was like, come on, AEW fans.
And then he fucking kills it in the ring too. Like, it's just like he's just the whole package. And like everything we said last week was, exactly.
Man, I feel cheated. I feel cheated. I feel done wrong. I feel like we, the Texas scene, loved Ricky Starks as much as we do now. We always appreciated him.
Yeah.
And I miss having pay-per-view caliber matches in front of my face at every other show in Texas. I feel cheated. I did not want to share Ricky Starks, but I am sharing Ricky Starks with the world. I think
we got some good ones still here.
I think that it's great.
We got some good ones here in Texas. Yeah.
Huh?
We still got some good ones here in Texas, though. He
didn't
leave the cupboard bare, but he was a big loss. He was the one.
Don't get me wrong, but people don't remember, like, Ricky Starks going to AEW was a chapter closing. Like, there was a hot Texas talent pool that was going on at that time. Like, it was a boom. And Ricky was the last person to get signed. Like, people forget that, like, he used to wrestle ACH, Aaron Solo. That he watched a lot of people that he was better than. And everyone knew that, get signed, go on and do things. And it's great that it's crazy that it took so long to get it to happen, but it's great that the eyes of the world are finally on Ricky Starks, because that's a dude that can handle the pressure of any situation. Like, that is a guy that, like, that's a guy that you put your company on his back, and he can run with it.
You strap the rocket on him.
Yeah, he's that good.
And
I personally
Ryan Dennison raised his hand to end the show too. It's a big pop. So
yeah, and I see in the future him being the future AEW champion.
Oh, I do too.
I really do.
Yeah, he's not coming back down. Ricky is gone. He is to the moon. He is in orbit on his way. He's not coming back down to Earth. Like, it's nothing but the future for that guy. And it's really great. Like, wait till y'all see what Ricky can do when he has like, when he gets outside of like the spectrum of controlled storylines, because like we all love Ricky Starks, but we also all knew that he wasn't going to take the title off MJF. We know that MJF's time is right now for that. And there's something special planned for that. But man, like when there's that time that comes up and Ricky can work outside those boundaries and make people believe that truly he can do X, Y, or Z, it's only going to go up from there. Like Ricky is one of the most intense workers that I've ever met when it comes to promo work, when it comes to his knowledge base. Like that dude is dedicated as fuck. I cannot wait to see what he does with that.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife, as y'all know, isn't anywhere like us as far as her love for wrestling is very little, and pretty much just tolerates it because of me. But she saw whenever we had Sammy's last match down here in Corpus. I say we, when it was down here, Ricky was a surprise entrance in the final match that made it into a 5-way or a 6-way. I lost track of how many fucking people were in that match.
It was 5.
Then it was supposed to be a 4-way, then it went to a 5-way, and then I think it even was a 6. Because I think Richie was in it. Richie was in it. Like, so anyway, like she fell in love with him right away, and like anytime she walks by, and if Ricky's on the screen, she actually stops to like pay attention. Like, and that's for someone that does not give a flying fuck about wrestling, and she loves Ricky Starks because we stood right next to him. He cut the promo. He was standing right with us. Like she got the ultimate experience of Ricky. And also she saw his butt, so like that's always a plus for her. But because you know how Ricky rolls. Y'all know how Ricky rolls in the indies.
Man, you always got to see Ricky's ass at the show.
Yeah.
I got a picture. I went to VIP one time, and I was just a fan, just taking pictures of this match that Ricky was in, and I just have this one picture that's Ricky up in the air with his ass out because he's just trying to.
My wife has one of those on her phone.
Yeah, bare ass butt bump Ricky. Like, oh man, put it away, Ricky. Focus on the match, Ricky.
Yeah, my wife has a picture of that on her phone. Like,
yeah,
doing that.
I think one of the last indie matches I saw was him versus Effie, and there was a lot of bare ass being shown.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Ricky
it's Effie, so.
Effie, dude. I mean,
but yeah, like I said, he got the attention of someone that doesn't even care about wrestling, and made her a fan. So just, to me, that's even like the ultimate, like, because she goes to shows with me. She's been on the cruise, hung out with wrestlers. She's been to Vegas to pay-per-views. She's been to all these shows I drag her to. But if you ask her like the ones she liked, it was Ricky Starks, maybe one or two others. She liked MJF because like they had a little incident at the meet and greet that kind of got over with everybody between them two. But things like that happen, So like it's that level, you know what I mean? Like those. Yeah. So it's just he's the top of. There's not much.
The only thing that he's missing is the tenure. Like honestly, like when you look at guys like Danielson and Moxley, like the only reason fans see them above him at this point is the tenure and the things they've done with that. Right. When you look back on Ricky's career in 5 years, you'll look back on his career the same way we look back on Moxley's, Danielson's, Seth Rollins, all these different guys. Like he's going to do everything he can with every single minute. It's one of those things. Like it's really polarizing. Like I could not have any idea that it's Wednesday or that Ricky Starks even exists, and Facebook's not going to let you forget. Like everybody's talking about it, everybody's tagging it. Like the whole thing with Roxy, like these are our heroes. These are the people that we watch. These are the people that we love, and they've earned every bit of it, and they deserve every bit of it. So it's hard not to be, like I said, it's hard not to be like cheesy when you watch the TV and just grin ear to ear, seeing what you had all along, and like somebody's got a really good point on here. This comment talking about promoters putting titles on Ricky and trying to do things with Ricky. Like Ricky had a lot of things to do on the indie scene. Like there was a lot of stuff that Ricky was doing, for those of y'all that remember that. And like Ricky's stuff would die left and right. Like they were part of Extra Talented, and right in the height of that, Aaron Solo just kind of takes off, starts doing his own thing. Like Ricky constantly felt like he was having to restart and redo his own thing and start new stuff. And the thing that's great about Ricky is like his wrestling speaks as loud as his promos. So I think that's a big thing that's helped carry him through to this point in AEW. He should have been there all along. Like Ricky should have been one of the first people they ever brought in.
Yeah, he should have been when Sammy. Like, Sammy was there. He should have been.
Agreed. Agreed.
And that's not a knock on Sammy. That's just I think
No,
that's just-
not at all.
Yeah, I will say one thing that I just annoys us, and I know it's gonna be because it's it's AEW and they have so many wrestlers and we're gonna talk about Ring of Honor and all that. Like Ricky's gonna have a great career. He for sure he's gonna be, unless something goes wrong, he's gonna be a champion. It's clear as day. But fans have to have patience.
Yeah.
Patience. So, something that like Hook came out and I was like, oh my God, Hook. Yeah, I haven't seen Hook in a while. I don't know, but but I would always say like, "Where's Hook at, huh? Why come we haven't seen Hook?" I'm like, I'm like, dude, just let it play out. And when he came out, I was like, "Holy shit, it's Hook!" Like, it gets you excited. Like
the short attention span,
dude,
and everybody
man,
they want everything like this, now. There's no patience for long-term storytelling. But AEW seems to be like, "Fuck y'all are gonna have to deal with it."
and they try
storytelling for the most part, and.
Dude, and AEW is really good at it, considering they've had so many injuries, so many issues, so many back and forth. Like it just like I just heard that Tony Khan said that the FTR was gonna have a long program with CM Punk, right? But after the whole CM Punk stuff happened, they had to like change up all the plans. I'm like, it's just like stuff like that. And then of course Adam Cole, we know how big Adam Cole was, and then FTR, like it's just just give it time, man. Just give it time, considering everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the place where Ricky Starks is going to shine, because he's not somebody that's on the shelf. He is very talented. He takes care of himself. He works safe. He protects himself.
He just got off the shelf because that's where he was gone for the little bit that he was. Because he did have the neck.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
My point is ruined now.
For sure.
Damn, Josh said Damn, Josh could just let that go. Just like, yeah, we totally agree. Yeah.
Y'all know better than that by now. We've been doing this shit for over 2 years, man. Y'all know better than that.
That's the one thing that bothers me about AEW. I like AEW and I love. I liked what they were doing, but the one thing that derailed my like for them is the fact that they can't get their shit under control. Yeah. Like all their locker room shit and all their drama shit comes out too much.
Yeah, too many chiefs, not enough Indians, man.
No, I think the problem. I think part of the problem is their head chief needs helpers, and he wants to control everything. Yeah. And it's like you got to have somebody that's helping you out that you can trust.
Even fucking Vince, the biggest fucking egomaniac to ever be in the business, had fucking help.
Sorry, JP, you probably noticed, but I saw this again because I just breezily just go through stuff. They hired some dude that from like, was it WWE? They hired some big guy that's gonna work in the background. That's supposed to help TK, but I don't remember who the hell it was.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. He was originally the successor to Dunn at WWE, and now he's the production guy at AEW. Yeah, they said that's a huge sign for AEW.
Yeah, so I think TK. I think Tony TK. Like I know, I think Tony Khan, like Mr. Khan, and I think he's realizing that, right? And like that's why you bring guys like Jeff Jarrett. Which, side note, Jeff Jarrett. If I had like a wrestling career, I want his career because I don't know how he does it. He keeps getting jobs. He keeps getting jobs, and he goes over.
And he's still getting nuclear heat
jobs.
Well, that's a lot of the reason why. Yeah. It also helps that his whole life has been in the business because his dad was a very large promoter before he
even one guy anything. Though.
It helps.
I think it's I just think the guy sweet talks everybody. Like GCW set this whole program up with him, like they were gonna do this whole big shit, and literally nothing fucking came of it. He showed up, he buried a couple talents to set up this program.
Yeah, he beats Effie. He beats Effie. He says, "Peace out, I'm done."
And then he goes to WWE, does whatever. And then he just randomly shows up and
special referee for some random shit.
And he does stuff at AAA. I'm sorry, side note. I always want to say, Jeff Jarrett, I love you, man. I wish I could have your.
Jeff Jarrett is that turd that won't flush, man. Like honestly,
it's amazing. It's amazing.
And now he's playing for the tag team titles against the Acclaim.
Oh my God!
Yeah. What?
We're talking about positive stuff.
Yeah, he gave Castro the guitar shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and Jay Lethal. Who by the way, are 0-2 as a tag team, by the way, and getting a tag title shot. So whatever.
And they'll be 0-3 because they're not going to go over.
Jarrett. That's what I'm going with.
Spoiler alert: they're not going over. So yeah,
God, you keep breaking kayfabe, man. You just keep.
Well, that's just.
I thought it was a possibility.
That's just me. That's just me being me. We're doing the. I'm still in Heyman's gimmick of it's not a spoiler, or no, it's not a rumor, or what is it called? What is it? I already fucked it up.
It's not a prediction. It's a.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Yeah. Thank you, JP.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're saving the day.
I do want to know like what has changed at AEW for the fact that that Joe Alonzo was let back in the room or let back in the building. Because I didn't know if you guys know this, he was banned.
Yeah, it's a legit shoot band. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I remember why.
He's been banned for a while, and then then he showed up back on AEW, and he was like, "I'm back," and I was like, "What has changed in the regime at AEW that allowed him to come back?" And congratulations to Joe. He signed with NWA.
Congrats.
Oh, it's good for him.
Good for him.
So,
and he claims Texas as a home just to piss off people in Texas.
yes.
Wait, he's not from Texas?
No, he's from Chicago.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, he's from nowhere near Texas.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense. No offense, everyone. I'm sorry. I mean, anyways, keep going.
No, he's from Chicago. I'm just curious, like, what changed?
Maybe time heals all wounds?
You know what? I'm assuming. I mean, I guess he made up with Sammy again. Stuff like that. It's just.
I'm sure that had to have been done, or Sammy's more in the doghouse than we realized. Maybe I don't know. Could go either way. I need to stop. I'm killing everything today. But yeah, I liked following because Joe every other day or so would always put, "I will sign a contract this year." That was one of his tweets that he just tweeted over and over and over. So then seeing finally, like it's the normal time of when he would put that tweet, he puts, "I signed a, wrestling contract," and with a picture of him signing like that. I stared at my phone for a good little minute just soaking that in because I've interacted with him for a couple of years. Him and Charlie have some heat with each other. So it's like they have a little thing going. So it's just those are always the ones that I really stay in touch with, the ones that treated Charlie real good when he was, I mean, he's still young, but like when he was 7 and 8 years old. So yeah, he was, say what they want to say, everybody, his fuck Joe Alonzo, whatever, but yeah, I love Joe Alonzo.
Eventually that just became a gimmick. I mean, that just became
he sold merch. Like it's
I know, fuck Joe Alonzo,
yeah.
Every time he showed up, I was like,
and people bought it.
Fuck Joe Alonzo.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, he got himself over as a heel. He got himself over a lot of, he rubbed people the wrong way because he got himself over by using their put downs. But at the end of the day, he was making money and he was doing really well. So I give lots of credit to Joe Alonzo for what he's done. This
guy though, he wanted it so bad. He messaged me one time. This was again a couple years ago, and he was like, "Bro, how much do you?" First he said, "How many you told me that you know a lot of lawyers," and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, where is this going?" You know what I mean? When someone starts a conversation like that, I'm like, what the fuck did you do? And he's like, well, I just want to know, like, if I jump the rail and climb the cage and, like, put a sign on the thing, like, how much trouble am I going to, like, I know I'm going to get arrested. I know I'm sitting there, but, like, how much, like, long-term trouble am I going to be in? Because I'm thinking I'm going to put this and go hang a banner, like, on top of the Hell in the Cell, I think was the pay-per-view. I think that's what it was. And I was just like, let me get back to you, bro. And I actually went and like counseled with some attorneys and everything. And we're like, yeah, we decided against it. But yeah, he just wanted to do whatever he had to do to make it. Like, and there's good and bad that comes from that kind of mindset, obviously.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree, but it's just, to me, that also, there is that little bit in there that's like, man, that's the fucking passion that he's really the fucking.
Joe Alonzo has rubbed a lot of people the right way, and Joe Alonzo has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. That's correct. We'll just put it that way.
It was Elimination Chamber. That's right. I said Hell in the Cell, but yeah, it was Elimination.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That could have gone. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If you told me that someone climbed on top of Hell in the Cell or Elimination Chamber and hijacked the pay-per-view for their own personal preference, and it was a wrestler, Joe Alonzo would be in my first 3 guesses as to who did that.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't gonna. He just wanted to hang it, and then he was gonna go down and go to jail. Like he's like, I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm not gonna touch nobody.
That's cool. It's cool. I'm just here to hang my banner. I'm just here to. Oh, you want to go to jail? Cool. It's cool. I don't want no beef. It's a story I'll never forget. When you just, you know what I mean? You get a message. You wake up to that on your phone. It's like, bro, how many? You said you know lawyers. Like, what kind of lawyers? I know a lot of lawyers.
You're like, this is not going. This is not going well already.
This is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a no. That's the advice from Josh. But yeah, man. So just this business. Yeah, another person I'm kind of proud of. Like I said, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He rubbed a lot of people the right way. In the ring, though, cutting promos, getting heat. I mean, he's another one that's as good. He's not a Texas own, so maybe we don't put him over as much. You know, spoiler alert, he is from Chicago. He's not from Texas. Sorry to some of y'all that are watching right now.
Kayfabe, man. You guys will call the show just breaking kayfabe, man. God damn, man.
All the way from Chicago.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man.
I think that the thing I like about Joe Alonzo is he's kind of just like, he's him. He's not going to apologize for being him. He's going to do him. He's going to try to get over. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, he's just going to keep moving and keep doing it. And I think that it takes that level of, like, there's a point, I think, where wrestlers have to make the choice not to get caught up in the fan noise. And I think that that's really kind of what separates a true heel from somebody trying to figure it out in the gimmick. When you can just say, oh, yeah, okay, well, you don't like me? Cool, fuck you right back, you know, and not get caught up in it. And Joe's really big like that. Joe's really big into that shit. So it is really good for him. Like, he's one of those workers that's done his own game. He's been dedicated to that game. He's stuck to it, and it's paying off for him. Like, he's not one of these talents that has tried at every turn to be a yes man and said, okay, cool, I'll do that if you want me to, or okay, cool, I'll do that. Like, he's done it his own way, and it's paying off. Like, that's a real reward. Like, how many of us can say we get to go to work every day and we get to be 100% ourselves? Like, oh, man.
And not just that, but you know, also...
Man, Marcus gets me going on Facebook, y'all. Like, I know, like, my dude, that's a good one to talk about. Marcus needs to be tamed down a bit. I mean, I don't want to see it happen because I appreciate the drama, but he's on a limit.
Yeah, he's one of my boys, and like half the time I write him like, Are you fucking with me? Like, are you fucking with us? Like, I can't tell anymore. Like, I know him personally, but I can't tell. Like, when the character ends and when it's him, it's like fucking, like, you working me, you motherfucker.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never fucking know. Never say
I
that.
love
indies, man.
I love that he's booking for Hot and ACW. Like, I love that they're running like they have been. Like, Heart of Texas has been running a great product these last 6-7 months, and the people that they bring in to Austin is really cool. And Marcus is a big part of that. Like, like, I know that he's a problem on social media. Like, and I'm all here for it. Like, I'm never gonna stop laughing at that shit. But for real, the shit that they're bringing to Austin, like, respect. Like, we're really struggling to get good wrestling here, and so like, it's nice to see somebody that when they come through that are dedicated to putting that on and figuring out those matches and at least giving it to us. And it's like, shout out to Marcus Rose for that part, at least.
Yeah.
Yep. More wrestling is always good, in my opinion. I'm not an old school, closed-minded promoter that doesn't want to do more companies or anybody else running and only wants to be the only one running.
I like how post a picture wrong.
Oh, you okay there, Josh? You all right?
No, I'm fine. I'll be okay.
Man, that's the truth.
I need to correct. Wait, no. Just text.
Oh God, no, we all
Austin
fucking
off.
hate you.
Let the Austin
The
off.
United States hates you. Louisiana hates you.
Texas hates you.
I can only speak for Texas. I'm only speaking.
No, I can speak for Louisiana. My boy's from Louisiana. They hated you over there. I know. I seen some shit in Oklahoma. They fucking hate you in Oklahoma. You're awful.
They hate your ass in Kingsville.
I can officially say now that I have worked with Nastico. I've worked with Nastico on a show, on a couple of shows now, and no, he stank. It's official. I've worked with them, and I know.
Yeah,
he stank.
I've worked with them way too many times, way too close, as y'all have seen. That fucker.
Yeah, I need to like get like one of those sticks just to poke him so he can like walk away from me.
She just wanted it official, Diana. She just needed the official.
Yeah, exactly.
Now she didn't say she doubted it. Now she just confirmed it.
It just confirmed it. It was just
there wasn't any doubt that he stank.
All I want to say is I feel like we used to have a ton of wrestling in Austin, and then someone ran a show with Nastico on it, and now it's really hard to run wrestling in Austin.
Yeah. Nastico ruins everything.
I mean, it's hard to correlate.
Austin, you can still buy a house for $200,000. So who do you think is the problem here? Nastico?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no one else to blame. Blame him.
Next time gas goes up, I'm gonna start putting Nastico "I did that" stickers on the gas. Joe Biden one.
Genius.
Then
I'm
he
gonna
won't
start
even care because he just.
Who is this guy? Some luchador is going around town
with a fucking one glove on. Who wears one glove? You look crazy.
You had to have been. I feel like you had to have been booked in a show here before at least once.
He's blocked it out.
Listen,
you were at Inspire last year. You were at Inspire last year. Were you not booked at that show? He was at Inspire last year.
To bother people.
He stole my phone while we were shooting in the pit promos at Inspire.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nastico was a whole ass problem at Inspire last year.
He's nothing but a problem everywhere he goes.
Man, that's the truth.
There's debates on whether I should have him back or not.
Man, the shorties crowd will get wild. The shorties crowd will get wild. Maybe they need to deal with Nastico.
Now that y'all bringing that up, though, we can. I did drop all the matches today, and there's a couple. And of course, a lot of his clients are on the card, so we might have to deal with it.
Damn it, Josh!
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the fucking tag champs. Bougie Angel's favorite tag team in Indies, I think.
Those tomatoes.
Yeah, he celebrated with them and even taking a picture with his guys. Nastico flipped them off too. Because
I know you, motherfucker.
Yeah, but speaking of that, so you said the fans and everything. We have a match that I want to bring up. I mean, we can run through them real quick, but the one that I want to talk about is the Mosh Chingon Open Challenge. It's always a stipulation match. We're gonna do a lumberjack strap match, but the crowd is going to be taking part in it as well, talking about kicking the shit out of or whatever. If you bring a strap and whoever answers the open challenge or Corvus, the Mosh Chingon champ, comes out the ring, you strap them until they get back in the ring.
In that case, put Nastico in the ring. Nastico, you're in the ring.
I was about to say that.
This is
Nastico, here's your chance, man. Here's your chance. Earning championship.
If he's in the back, whenever it's time to answer, I'm going to chunk his ass through the fucking curtain to go answer the open challenge, whether he likes it or not. Dose, you're doing music, so hit his music. Throw his ass on.
I'm playing the music for this. I'm going to play the music, and I'm going to take my belt off, and I'm going to run out, and I'm going to whip the shit out of Corvus. I mean, whoever gets
Whoa.
But listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all noticed at the last show, but Corby Dorvey, we have beef. Me and Corby Dorvey, we have beef.
Because those damn tables.
Doors.
We actually don't have beef. I just felt really bad because I like Raxo, and so everything I wrote was about Corvus on the doors. And he was like, "Hey, you come nothing's about Raxo." I was like, "Oh, I should about that."
Well, it was an open challenge, so you shouldn't have put anything about Raxo. So now who's killing kayfabe? Now who's killing kayfabe?
No, it's Doors.
Why would you put anything with other? The only person we knew that was in the Doors match was Corvus.
Wow!
Raxo
imagine
Bobomir
coming out to that open challenge. Oh,
when we were in the ring for his first match, I introduced him. He was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to say my name again," and I was like, "Oh,
that'll be terrifying."
He's like, "Yeah."
I'm pretty sure Amir is like three Corvuses in one.
He is.
Right.
He's a whole ass alien human. No, he's huge.
That's not.
7
I mean, of course you wouldn't be scared. I'm saying that.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, Corvus is
I cannot stand next to. I thought Josh was tall. I feel very self-conscious standing next to Josh. I feel very underwhelming standing next to Bobomir.
I feel short next to Bobomir. If he doesn't know who we're talking about or how big this guy is,
look him up.
Legit 7 feet.
I have a picture.
I
have a picture with Bo, and it looks like I'm sitting down.
That's it. That happens with Brad a lot. I've seen you take a lot of pictures and you look normal. It's just you always take pictures with tall people. Like you're with pictures with Dimitri, your pictures with Mercer, your pictures with me, your picture with Bo. Like
when I look up to somebody, I gotta get a picture with that. You know, when you above my eye level, I gotta get a record of this. I'm normally the tallest person in the room. We got a short community out here in Austin, Texas. So
Bo sat down. He was my height. I was like, dude, we can't have this, man. I was like, this is wrong. How do you sit down and be my height? Come on.
He's a big boy.
Bo looks like two people sitting on top of each other, like little
With
rascals.
a trench coat.
The trench coat kids trying to sneak in to the movie. Yeah.
Right. Is that Bo Amir or are that two 12th graders trying to convince us that they're old enough?
And we've already seen that happen as well at PPW.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, just imagine like Bo with this Mortal Kombat style finisher at PPW. Grabs him, choke slam, fan takes the head off, wham, same body down the ring, fatality.
I don't think Corvus would like that.
Hey,
I'm gonna say this. If you guys have Title Match Network, go check out the match that Bo Amir and Angel Camacho had against Zakai Living and Eric Walker at RCW from this past weekend. It's amazing.
It was good. I saw clips and videos.
It's amazing. I mean, the non-amazing part with Nastico ringside, but the whole match itself was really good.
That. We just have to work past that anytime.
Yeah, you just gotta.
You know how when you go to a restaurant and they ask you like if you want fries or if you want the side and you say no, we've got to figure out how to get Nastico's clients a la carte. We don't need combo. We just want a burger. We don't want the French fries. We don't want the Coke. We just want the Bo burger. Nothing else. No Nastico.
That's right.
Nothing.
I don't want the shitty ass sauce on the side. You can keep your shitty ass sauce. Just give me the strips, man. Just give me the chicken strips. They meaty. They good.
Give me that Bo beer. No Nastico.
I like the Angel Camacho without Nastico on the side, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hold the Nastico.
Yeah, hold the Nastico, please. Forever, everywhere.
I'm gonna find a way to pry Alejandra loose, Nastico. I said it, and I will. I'm gonna pry her loose.
She's kind of pissed at him anyway, so that might not be so hard.
Pry her loose.
Y'all saw what happened with Danny B and joining the front. Like Alejandra was shocking. Not happy.
Yeah. Yep.
It seems like that happens with most of Nastico's relationships with his clients end badly. Like, they're with him and then they end up hating him.
And yet they never learn.
So, we were lucky enough to just jump to the end of that scenario. Like, I've hated him since the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. You're way ahead.
Yeah, we just went fast forward right to where everything's inevitably heading with anybody that deals with him, is they're just going to end up hating him.
They're fine.
I don't know about that,
bro. Yeah, because we're gonna trust you and your fucking opinion about anything.
Yeah. Nastico's like, no, guys, it's cool. There's totally nothing wrong. You got nothing to see here. It's fine. Yeah. My client is happy. I mean, she's not here to speak for herself. I
haven't seen her talk to her in weeks, but
great. Nastico, best manager ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We can always go talk to Kate, see how that relationship ended. I'm just saying.
That's where I was gonna go too. I was like, we can go way back if we want to, but yeah.
We almost got unalive Sunday at RCW together. That is true. No. Let's rewind that, Nastico. She almost did because someone wasn't there when you to be the best manager.
I want to see that picture, Raymond. Post that as much as you can and tag everybody, please.
Man, Killer Kate is that's one that just blows my mind. Like, she's taking off right now. Like, she just recently had a match at Wrestle Ray with Burt Vixen. The
sign, the big sign of the change that made her launch was ending her relationship with Nastico.
That's it.
Leaving the cartel.
Man, it just feels like everything went uphill for her.
It's not a feel. It's facts. Look at the fucking dates and the success. It's been
if you guys don't know, go support the women of WOW, of the women of wrestling. Just go check them out. A lot of Texas talent out there. They're doing great things. One of the unsung heroes of Texas that she barely graduated from hybrid, didn't even get her chance on the indies, was Candice Michelle, Miss Michelle, and she got signed to WOW as soon as she graduated. She never even made it to the indies, so she's over there at WOW. She is Gia Michelle, I believe.
What channel is it on?
Locally is WB. I don't remember the numbers because I watch it.
WB 11. Actually, that was in New York. Hold on, I don't even know what WBS.
Yeah, I watch it online, so
they book a few Texas talents over a while. Killer Kate, Burt Vixen, I believe Rachel Ellering. It's been a whole situation over there for Texas talent, and honestly, I don't think anybody deserves it much more than Kate. Like, that's somebody who has gone out of their way to really invest in themselves, really invest in their gimmick. Like, it matches. She's got a great technical ability. Like, and Kate's in the zone. Like, Kate is in the zone. Like, before the match, after match, like, she is in the zone. I love Killer Kate. I really want to see Killer Kate end up at a show like Bloodsport or like a heavy show where she can really showcase her ability to actually wrestle and out wrestle people.
Yeah. There's a promotion out east that does more like they mix the wrestling with like people who have like wrestling shooter skills, and I think she would be great in that. I forget what it's called right now, but I just think it'd be a great way to to showcase more of the skills that you have, especially because they have people like Jordan, Jordan Blade out there and stuff like that. People who are shooters.
Yeah, like to see her and Lindsay Snow or something would be like pretty sick.
Yeah,
that's a match that I've always wanted.
Did y'all ever see that Amazon had its own wrestling show?
Say that again.
What?
Amazon?
No.
Yeah, Amazon had its own pro wrestling show. It's called Dojo Pro. Look it up. Y'all would be surprised at some of the names that came through there. Like, it was a pretty interesting concept. It had a very like Mortal Kombat-esque type feel. Like, you start off with two guys and they fight each other, and whoever wins is the champion, and he progresses through this predetermined rank of wrestlers that they found, and whoever is the top winner when the last match takes place wins. It had guys like Aaron Solo in it. It had a couple of I'm telling y'all, when you watch this, if you can still find it, it was Dojo Pro. Their belt was like ridiculous, but it had a lot of Texas talent, and they really tried to bring it in with like a fight feel and like, oh, this is so and so from blah blah blah, and their style is yada yada yada.
I see you, Josh.
It was Dojo Pro. If I'm not mistaken, Aaron Solo was the champion for a whole minute.
2018.
I remember it was.
Is this the belt?
Yeah, Dojo. Yeah, it's the belt. It's like
that's an ugly fucking belt.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was like a combination of like a karate colored belt, like a black belt or a white belt, whatever, and a wrestling belt. But like several guys were on there that.
A gauntlet competition in which 13 independent wrestlers fight their way up the ladder.
Oh my god! There's a picture right here.
What?
That's the picture.
Yeah, MJF.
What the hell?
Jeff Cobb.
And at the top, the Dojo Pro black belt.
I've never heard a single person mention this.
Wow.
That's what Evan Koo was in it. It was wild. Like, it was weird how
MJF, James Storm, Jeff Cobb.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. But I'm pretty sure the reason the show wasn't successful, well, obviously outside of the audience being on Amazon, but was like this
Ricky
show
Starks
was taking place. Yes, as a lot of guys were getting signed. So Aaron Solo had just started working with AEW NXT. We had that conversation. Jeff Cobb was just headed over to New Japan. Like, they had a lot of guys on the show, but all these guys were so committed to other things. You just knew that like it was going to be hard to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now y'all know. Hey, Matt's seen the Dojo Pro belt in person. I feel like I've seen that at a show. I've never touched it myself, but I also feel like I saw it live in person once. It's wild. It's definitely some weird.
I know.
Everybody at the time, right? Jeff Cobb, Starks, MJF. It was wild.
Janela,
That's when you think you've seen it all.
Right?
Like I've never heard of that shit.
I've never heard of it. Not a single mention of it whatsoever. How'd you find out about it?
Wow.
I'm telling
2018.
It just came on my feed one day when I had time. And they're like, "You like wrestling? We have wrestling." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Wait a minute." Like, I really expected like that golden era type shit to be like nothing like Lost Warrior matches or something. But I was like, MJF, like that guy's downtown. Ricky Starks, he lives next door, whatever. So
yeah,
it wasn't great.
Crazy.
Well, Solo was living in Austin too at that time, right?
Huh?
Wasn't Solo living in Austin too that time?
Yeah, they were extra talented around that time. This was right about the time that Solo got signed and had to split from extra talented, and it was just I don't know if we ever figured this out or not. Was Ricky the extra or was he the talented? I personally think Ricky was the talented, but anyway, yeah, it was. I think that's why it didn't pop off, because they had this whole roster of people that by the time the show actually dropped, they were already signed and famous elsewhere. So, yeah,
that's crazy.
It's a struggle. Cool. All right. Well, we've been talking a lot of indies. There's one more thing we wanted to talk about. We were going to have a special guest with us tonight, but he's not able to make it. But we can still cover his show that's happening this Sunday. And I think we can round out the show with that. So you can take the lead on that, Dose. It's you know what I'm talking about. Infamous.
Man, I want to tell a story before we do this. A few years ago, Texas Deathmatch Massacre happened in Austin, Texas. Well, San Antonio, Texas. We drove up to that, and San Antonio is where it happened. I live in Austin. I don't know. Anyway, we oftentimes, as the Barato crew, credit that show for the creation of the Barato crew. It's kind of one of the things that we got together. It's a great environment. It's a deathmatch tournament, so you know what you're going to see. You know what you're showing up for. Like, it's a great crowd, great group, great people. This second tournament stands to be even bigger than that. You know, we're talking about Neil Diamond Cutter, Merck, Aaron Mercer, Sky De La Cremosa, Dimitri, Jeff Gant. I mean, you name it, everybody's coming out for this one. And honestly, it's one of the best deathmatch level gimmicks shows that we've had since the first one. You know, like, I love WrestleRave, and WrestleRave has all their gimmicks. This one's pretty close to just the basics. You know, like, we have a German blood match. You know, like, all these different things. So, like, I can't tell you enough. If you're in the Austin area this Sunday, come and take it live. Check out this show. There's a lot of favorites. If you're part of the Scotty Posse, come out. If you love Aaron Mercer, who just was announced to be making his debut at PPW against Khan at Wrestling at a Bar 3, if you want to see what Aaron Mercer's about, come out to that show. He's actually in a match with I can't remember who the other person is, but it's a tap or submission match, death match. So it's very interesting to see how, like, the weaponry will play into trying to get the submissions to take place, because it can only win by tap out or submission. So we've also got a Caribbean spiderweb death match. One of the things I will tell you is my favorite thing about Donnie and Infamous is the conversations that we've had together for the last few months. And, like, the other day, like, literally, I was at Donnie's house and I was drawing on a piece of paper. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And he was like, that's what it's going to be. Let's do it. You know, it's like, we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned for what we're going to make as the Barato crew. Donnie has brought in a great roster for Infamous. Like, this is the fucking show to be at, man. That's the best. I can't hype it any better than that. There's still great seats available. Donnie told me the other day mezzanine is still available, which I don't know if you've ever been to come and take it live, but the mezzanine is basically like VIP balcony seats. Like, remember when you went to the opera? You had those two little seats over here that were raised up a little bit, could see everything. They're still available. Those are my favorite seats. Score that, score anything, but come out to Texas Deathmatch Massacre 2 this Sunday and come and take it live. Because honestly, if you're a fan of Texas wrestling, if you're a fan of Texas Deathmatch wrestling, this is the show to be at. I'm going to say this really loud and really clear. So y'all listen up. If you like Dmitry Alexandrov, I would start watching him. I would start going to shows. I would start trying to see him live. If you like Aaron Mercer, I would start trying to check those things out. This is our current chapter of Texas wrestling, and the world is seeing what Texas wrestling is doing now on the mainstream. They're going to tap back into Texas wrestling to start picking up more of the talent. And with guys like Dimitri, Mercer, Great Scott at the top of that, and Infamous, like, Infamous really puts on a great show with the local talent here. I can't talk about it enough. That's my point. Texas Deathmatch 2. Come down. Come see me.
Yes, and go support your local Texas wrestling, because there's so much great talent on these shows. I mean, honestly, there's so much talent in this state. I mean, from, you know, somewhere where Nastico is, all the way down to where, you know, Corpus and Kingsville, and there's just so much great talent traveling and throughout the state. It's amazing.
Yeah, all the way down to Harlingen.
Yeah, all the way down to Harlingen.
Where we'll be having South Texas WrestleFest in May.
There you go.
You're gonna see some,
Texas WrestleFest.
Yeah.
Y'all love wrestling. I mean, all you have to do is take $20 out of your pocket, $25 out of your pocket, go to a show. I've seen wrestling everywhere, dude, everywhere. And when I tell you that it doesn't get any better than indie wrestling, it just doesn't. You know, like, I had a conversation with my sister-in-law the other day. She's really big into pop culture. And she just said, you know, explain to me why you don't watch the stuff on TV and why you only watch this or that. And I said, well, this is the way that I feel about it. You know how you like the Backstreet Boys. She's a huge Backstreet Boys fan. She's like, yeah. And I said, how close have you ever watched one of their shows? And she's like, well, obviously way up in the back. I'm like, man, I'm in front row, and it cost me $25 to get in there. Like when we get to meet him, we get to high five. It's not to shit on your experience. It's just like, this is such a close personal experience for what you love. And almost every town there are some rural areas out there like Nebraska and North Dakota where y'all might have to travel for shit. But if you live in Texas, there's no reason you shouldn't be getting to a show somewhere. And I'm going to piggyback off Freddie. That's 100%, man. PPW is an amazing promotion. And maybe I'm biased, but I love it. I love the roster. I love the talent that Josh brings in. I love people that work hard. And that's the thing about PPW roster. It's all hard workers. Like, that's one thing I will say about you. There's not a lot, there's no slackers in PPW. Like, everybody shows up with that mindset, like, how to get shit done. So, yeah, hell, that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's my point right there. Like, we trying to pay them Taylor Swift ticket price to sit up in the nosebleeds. I want to pay $25. I want to sit 5 feet from the ring. If sweat or spit hits my face, that's totally fine. I'm all right with it.
So there's nothing better in the business than indie wrestling.
Yeah,
exactly. I piggyback on what those said. I've been all over the country, all levels of shows, all that kind of access to all fucking shows. I've been backstage WWE shows. I've been on cruises full of fucking wrestlers where I got to go to fucking Jericho's suite. Like, what I mean? I've had access way more than I ever deserved. I'll fucking throw all of that shit away if I can just watch indie wrestling for the rest of my life. Like, if I had to choose, I would choose indie wrestling for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Period. And as a fan.
Man.
As a fan,
It's
not
the
just
best.
not a promoter. Yeah, just as a fan.
Hey,
It's the best
I can tell you, to confirm what you're saying, like I said, like my girlfriend, all she's ever known before was WWE. She's been to like 3 WrestleMania, shit like that, right? Josh was like the second indie show I took her to, and she said it's awesome. She in her opinion, it's better because it feels more real to her because like she feels the slam, she sees like the emotion, she sees it's just so much more of a personal experience that you're never gonna get with some of the big shows, So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of wrestling going on in come January too. There's a lot of shows around San Antonio. I mean, January 1st, you start off with Hybrid School of Wrestling coming back and doing their hybrid experience. Then you have shows in San Antonio that are like PWE, and you have RCW and Duquesne Enterprises doing the Rumble Fest the day after the Royal Rumble.
January 7th, debut Texas Wrestling Cartel in Corpus.
That's right, Texas Wrestling Cartel, January 7th.
Fucking bringing it.
Texas Wrestling Cartel booked everyone, so get your tickets there because they're all there.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, go get your Thunder Rosa merch signed. She'll be there. She's not wrestling, but she will be there.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of people there.
There's another show in January in Kingsville. I'm just letting you know.
Oh yeah, there's a little
crazy to me.
January
People
21st.
like $50-$60 to get merchandise that's signed off eBay or whatever. Like, bro, for that price, you can get the ticket to the show, you can get the merch, and you can meet Thunder Rosa. Like,
you can take a picture, talk to her.
Right,
right. She'll probably give you a hug.
Exactly.
It's life changing. It really is. It's a better experience, man. It's just a way more personal experience. You're gonna get wrapped up in it. It's if you haven't been to live indie wrestling, you got to get out there.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of stuff happening January around your area, so go and check it out because I mean, it's popping off. I mean,
2023's fucking hitting the ground running.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, holy shit.
Exactly.
I've been waiting for January 7th for like 3 fucking months already.
Oh, I know.
Like, I love being able to like know stuff ahead of time, but it's like also like, fuck, like I wish I was just now finding out. You know what I mean? I've been going crazy for 3 months waiting for this show already.
Yeah, and Raymond, exactly. El Paso, NEW, that's Dulce Tormenta's family. They own NEW out there in El Paso. They're doing great stuff out there too. Great show. They're putting on some amazing events as well. Lots of lucha stacked cards. I mean, it's a lucha and a wrestling show, but it's amazing. Yeah. She's doing great out there too,
Laredo has a good scene.
They have so many companies in Laredo. Yeah. They run their shows like 3 or 4 times a week in Laredo. And
I get jealous of Laredo. Like, I'm jealous of y'all that have like weekly wrestling in your town. Yeah. Like, what the
multiple shows a week in Laredo.
Right.
Multiple shows. Yeah.
I'm very glad that
We've never had
I'm very glad that Inspire's back. I've gotten offered tickets to the Bastu Inspire shows, and it just so happens that my little one was sick, or I just couldn't go, and I'm just like, well,
I'm gonna make it to one.
I'll make it one day. One day, Biss, I'll make it out there.
I was like, let's take a poll. Who's gonna make it first, me or Mel?
I will tell y'all something, and this is no cap. Inspire books better than most people because Inspire kind of is a lot like Josh.
Their track record their track record speaks for itself.
It books off the talent. Like Inspire understands the story that it can tell, and it's a book that can tell that story. Like they have a very intricate roster that's from all over the place, and like you got to always give Inspire a chance. Every time I'm at Inspire, if I see something I don't like, I let it play out. I've learned not to bet against Inspire. Like don't bet against Biss and Max. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, just look at the history of their champions. Like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Just look at that. Like yeah, don't ever question that.
Yeah.
Like I said,
no joke. You know what? Speaking of which, you know why Inspire has a new Pure Prestige Championship? Because of MJF. So that's how. If you ever want to know how deep Inspire's history go, MJF lost their belt at one point in time. Inspire's always known who the talent was before anybody else did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rogue Wrestling. They moved to they do shows in Robstown, and they kind of broke up, but not really. Diana.
What? And then don't forget, I'm working with a new promotion in Austin. Not gonna be running as much, but I mean probably every other month. But something again totally different, and it's unique to Austin. It's called Uncanny. A lot of guys don't know about it, but they did our first show in November, and they sold out the Mohawk. I mean, sold out the Mohawk as much as you can, for it was raining.
Oh,
but
that's
still
the Mohawk.
Yeah, I mean, it's something different. It's something different. Like I said, for some, it may not be for everybody, may not be for everyone, but you got really good talent out there. You had Edith Surreal versus Kylan King. You had Brian Keith, versus oh crap, my brain just blanked. But a lot of great matches, and the fact that instead of intermission, you get a drag performance. Come on, there you go.
Those are always entertaining.
Hey, don't worry, Raymond.
That's shocking for some people to probably hear.
Raymond, if you've been missing that ACW field, don't worry. Just hang tight because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming your way. I don't want to burst any bubbles. We had some really good conversation with some people today, and I'm not gonna put it out there yet in the universe because I want to let it manifest. But if you miss ACW and you miss Austin hardcore wrestling, I'll hit you up in DMs.
Hey guys, wait, are tickets still available for y'all's raffle?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still running the raffle.
Get your tickets. Make sure you get your tickets, guys, for the raffle.
Yeah, I thought that was over.
Pro still running the raffle for its first show. We have we're having a great turnout so far. I will say the way we designed the raffle, it's going to be complete randomizer. Anybody can win, and there's a lot of people out there that still have are telling us they're going to get tickets. You can win a TV all the way up until December 24th because we're drawing Christmas morning. So hit us up. Let us know. Hit up Angel if you want a ticket. Let Angel know. He will be happy to see you. I'm trying to help Angel get some.
I have a whole bunch of bums as friends and family. I didn't say that out loud. Let's cut this.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Shit.
A lot of people will tell you good luck. They'd be like, I hope you make it. You want a ticket? No, I'm good. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to personal.
Yeah, you find out a lot about the real support, man, when you create something. I'm just saying. Yeah. Like there's a lot of people when you're talking about it. Oh man, I can't wait! Oh, that's so awesome! And then I ain't seen them fucking at a show.
Someone had the audacity to ask me for work at Baracho Pro, and I was like, I mean, we haven't figured that far out, but I'm sure we can work something out. But you can really help us by buying a raffle ticket right now. And they're like, nah, I'm good. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Don't be surprised when you get that response from me when we run. Because what do you mean you want work from me? You don't want to buy a ticket. It wasn't a wrestler. It was like literally somebody that was like, hey, I'll come to your show. I'll do this. I'll do that. I was like, well, help us out right now. Get a ticket.
That's the real one right there. Yeah.
Hey, bro, that's legit. That is legit. It's one of those things like, will Dose host the next event? Freddie, I'm there. I'm not the ring announcer, but I have good involvement with the show. I'm not PPW's ring announcer. I was filling in for Hollywood. That is a done deal. That he is in like Flynn.
I'm loyal to my crew.
Like we love Hollywood. Hollywood couldn't make it, and I was more than happy to step in and help him out. And I'll be at Texas Wrestling Cartel. For those of y'all that love seeing,
we'll say that before our show. So
yeah, I will be at Texas Wrestling Cartel. But please, like, even though I'm not going to be doing the announcing, I'm going to be working with sound. I'm still going to be working with Josh. I'll be at the show. I can cheer again. We can get loud together. Josh kept telling me as a ring announcer I couldn't cheer for people, and that was getting really hard.
Yeah, like, now you're banned, so now you can.
Yeah. You know.
Now you're banned, so now you can cheer again.
No comment.
Yeah. Hollywood will be back, Freddie. Yeah, I see the question on there, but yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I love it. I love my boy Matt. That's at every show. I love running into Matt at PBW. My boy, I'll still be there. You know, we gonna get loud though, Matt. We're gonna get you loud. I'm gonna sit next to Matt.
I would like to see that.
Peanut gallery. We'll be like chanting. I'll be like, "Fuck!" And he'll be like, "You." Me and Matt.
I am gonna need you to calm your women's champ down though, Josh. Just calm her down just a little bit. Every time I'm ringside, she always comes at me with the little comments. One day I'm just gonna throw something at her.
I've been trying to control my women's champ for fucking over 2 years. Failing miserably.
Maddie's not actually the women.
On social media today, if y'all saw what she did.
Yeah, I saw what she did.
Rating my champions, yeah. Ugh.
Josh actually called a different ending years ago, and Maddie just said no, and hasn't given the belt back. Like, it's just weird. I don't know why Josh keeps like at the last show, Josh was like, "All right, here's the match," and she was like, "No, I'm not even working," and just left. We had to go get her and talk her back to the show. Maddie does what she wants.
She's a handful.
Maddie does do what she wants.
She's what does she call herself now?
She kept talking about reality. She kept talking about reality and the main character, and I was like, "Man, go inside. They're calling your name."
Yeah, she was also mad because she was in co-main event. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
just saying. I've been trying to remind her that like who really is in charge because she keeps claiming that she's in charge. In the last 2 shows, I've tried my best. Doesn't work though. She's still
trouble. Maddie's trouble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been saying that. I've been saying it for a while.
Oh, me too. I love Amy Camacho. I think Amy has a bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, she does. She has a very bright future ahead of her.
I agree. She's very, very talented. Awesome. Well, I think that's everything we wanted to cover tonight.
That's all I got.
Good. Yeah. Another week of what are we going to talk about? And the next thing you know, hour and 15 minutes later.
Next week we'll talk about some Japanese wrestling.
What was that?
Get your tickets to PPW. Get your tickets to Texas Deathmatch Wrestling Tournament 2. Get your tickets to Texas Wrestling Cartel. Get your tickets to RCW, Mission Pro. Everybody support the local indie wrestling promotion.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. IWTV. If y'all have a membership, fucking watch our shows. PPW is on there.
I know y'all have IWTV. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't have it. You know you have it.
Watch that shit.
I saw myself on the TV the other day. It was great.
It's not by views, it's by minutes. So watch the whole show. We need to support. Yeah, they measure everything by minutes watched, not numbers of views. So yeah, please support IWTV. But again, IWTV has they cover all over the world. So you're gonna find something to watch. You don't have to. Preferably watch PPW first, and then look for something else to watch to support IWTV.
They have a lot of Texas promotions on there. Infamous is on there. Wrestle Rave is on there. PPW's on there. Title match. And IWTV really are good to the Texas wrestling scene as well.
Yep. Tickets are on sale.
They're on sale. Go get them.
That's why the post said, "Get your tickets."
Get it. Get it.
Blink. All right. Very cool. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all very soon. Thank y'all for the support. We're out.
Wow.
Later.
Bye.